Let's start here. Former President Thabo Mbeki says the principle of the people shall govern has been lost. He was addressing amendments to the Electoral Act at a meeting of the Association of World Election Bodies. The National Assembly will vote on changes to the bill to allow independent candidates to contest elections on a national and provincial level. But civil society says the bill in its current form is flawed and a sham. Our senior reporter Ayesha Ismail is on that story for us, and she joins us now for more. Ayesha, clearly the former president seemingly agreeing that this is not the right way to go, but also a WEB certainty has its works cut out for them if one looks at the political situation across the world.
Well, it certainly has, and it was good listening to the former president talking about that slogan that we became so familiar with during the 80s or certainly me as a student at university, where we were talking about the transition and the people shall govern. Now, President Thabo Mbeki gave us some insight into that transition from apartheid to a democratic South Africa, and he was talking about how they needed to give expression to that meaning, the people shall govern. And this is what he had to say to the gathering here.
The vision and objective was always writ large on our minds. And that objective was that the people shall govern. And for us, this is what democracy meant, that the people shall govern. Of course, we also engaged in discussion to try to answer the question, in practice, what systems should be put in place to ensure that the people shall govern. And shortly before the formal negotiations to end apartheid rule in our country began in 1990, we had preliminary discussions with people drawn from the then white ruling group. And we spent quite a lot of time discussing what we meant when we said that it was one of our strategic goals of our movement and struggle to ensure that the people shall govern. Our interlocutors kept insisting that in truth we meant that the ANC, our liberation movement, would govern, not the people.
And Ayesha, we have elections in 2024. Those are the national elections. What's the IEC saying about this? Are they ready?
Well, when I spoke to one of the commissioners this morning, and in fact I spoke to other commissioners as well from the IEC here in South Africa, and they were saying that they were as ready as can be. And of course, the aim is to make the elections more inclusive, free, and ensure that the elections are free and fair, but also to get more people to participate in these elections. And you will also recall our previous election, we had a very, very low turnout. It was the lowest turnout since the advent of democracy. And isn't it interesting that since 1994 we are still grappling with finding a proper system for South Africa, and it is for this reason that we are debating this issue in the National Assembly today. This is what former President Thabo Mbeki had to say about that.
South African National Assembly is discussing an amendment to our electoral law. They are sitting not many streets away from here. And once again, our lawmakers, even as they discuss particular details in the law, in fact, are still grappling with the same question. What system should be put in place to give concrete expression to the vision that the people shall govern? I'm not by any means suggesting that you must engage this question, important as it is. But whatever anybody says in this regard, none can question that one of the things that must be done to ensure that the people do govern is that they must be given not only the right, but also the possibility freely to elect their representatives. And this emphasizes the critical importance of the election management bodies, which carry the responsibility to ensure that, as I've just said, indeed the people have the possibility, all the possibilities, freely to elect their representatives. So this international conference on that theme of safeguarding election management bodies in the age of global democratic recession offers an excellent opportunity to the EMBs, together with other key electoral actors, to discuss what should be done to protect and empower those EMBs so that they fully discharge their responsibility.
All right, senior reporter Ayesha Ismail live for us in Cape Town.